Guys, welcome back to the Work in Progress channel. I'm Drew Somerville.
And I'm Chad Savage.
And today we're going to cover a few things that aren't directly related with photography, but they will vastly improve your career as a photographer if you sort of practice these things. And the first one that we're going to talk about is just on-set demeanor, how to behave with clients, how to behave when you're on set. It's hugely important.
Yeah.
There's a very common saying from working photographers that your work gets you hired the first time and your personality gets you hired all the rest of the times.
Absolutely.
And it's something we've both experienced a ton. Is you're on set working with a team and somebody is just unhappy about the way things are going or whatever it may be, personal issues. I don't know, maybe they're not getting paid enough and they're there and still being grumpy. Whatever it may be, it just really bums everybody out.
Yeah.
And people will act like it's not a big deal, but you're not going to get hired again.
Yeah.
And clients talk about that kind of thing. It's super important. Photo shoots are usually almost exclusively the most fun part of a creative person's career.
Right.
It's the time where they've been putting all this work into something, and they get to finally go do this cool thing and see all the work they've put in come to life. And that's really, the time they're spending with you is supposed to be the most fun part of their job. And photo shoots can be stressful.
Usually are.
They usually are.
Nothing always goes the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, it rarely goes perfectly, and there's going to be a lot of stress and a lot of just, a lot of things that you're going to have to deal with on the fly. And it's really important to not let the client see you shaken up. It's really important to be super positive, even if it's like, the styling isn't quite right, or like the models are running late, or like, this is a big one. You show up to a location and it just doesn't quite look the way you thought it would.
Yeah.
And it's really important not to let anybody see all those thoughts going through your head and to be like, wow, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be great. Like, we're going to make something super cool here, and just like push that positive vibe really hard throughout the whole shoot.
Yeah. I mean, like Drew said, styling doesn't always land the way it's supposed to. Models are late, products don't show up, things always happen on set. The light might not be the way you wanted it to be, overcast and you hoped it would be sunny. There's all kind of things that can happen on set that are not going to help you in the way that you want them to, but the ability to get the job done with a positive manner and a good experience for the client is the vast majority of the battle. Your ability to adapt on set and to critical think in order to get the job done in a good manner and still provide them with a good environment is the most important thing.
Yeah, and make sure the models are getting enough water. Make sure the clients have water. Make sure, make sure everybody has everything they need. Make sure everybody's having a good time. Like, it's really important to check on people and just, show that you care. Show that you're there to do a good job. Show that you're there to make pictures, but also show that, you are in charge of this space, and it's you're going to make sure everybody's having a good time while they're sort of in an area that is your responsibility.
Right. And so a thing that, I think is the most important is the assistants or the team or whatever you bring on set with you is extremely important. Obviously, Drew and I work on almost all of our shoots together. If we need an assist, or if we're doing a spec shoot, we work on things together for shoots that we're both trying to produce together. So it's nice to have somebody that if they're assisting you, you can rely on them for the obvious things like fixing lighting or helping you, set up any of the production stuff. But also if you're in shooting and you're focused on the subject, you're focused on the actual work. I know, if Drew's helping me on a shoot, he's back there, he can talk to the clients, he can keep them preoccupied. I know he's going to be a good personality on set to kind of have some laughs, to give them help give them any feedback or receive any feedback that we need in order to tweak things on set. And I think the same thing, vice versa. Drew brings me onto a set, same thing. He's over there, maybe I can see some things when he's locked into a shoot to maybe make a tweak for some lighting or watch the back of the computer, see if anything is blown out or underexposed, whatever. But most importantly, taking care of the clients, of the talent while they're there. If they're not, involved in the actual moment that he's shooting, we can kind of keep them preoccupied. We can talk to them, make sure that they're having a good time, because the experience at the end of the day is what, like Drew said, gets you hired again and again.
Yeah, you will be remembered more for your personality than you will for your photos. Like, you get hired in the first place because of your pictures. Nobody's going to hire you without knowing that you can do a good job. If you really bring a fun energy to set, people are going to enjoy that experience and they're going to want to do it again, because you'd be surprised, but not everybody shows up on set with a super positive attitude, photographers included. I just can't stress that enough. Like, you are responsible for everybody having a good time on your set.
Yeah.
Show up with a good attitude. Small talk is just a massive part of this job.
Yeah.
You are
think
huge.
about coworkers you have or have had in the past. The good ones you want to show up and work with and for every day, or good bosses you've had you want to work for and you want to do a good job for. And if you have somebody who's grumpy and they're around you, it just brings the whole vibe down. And so, being able to kind of maintain that good energy on set is only going to help you in the long run with your work too. You're not over there feeling jaded, and it's easy to kind of get these feelings, like Drew's mentioned, if you're underpaid, if it's a long shoot, if it's difficult things happening that are kind of out of your control. But I think the thing that we're kind of trying to say is the most important thing that you can control is the vibe on set.
Your attitude, like how you behave is 100% in your control. Sure. Very few things other than that are. And so step one to be successful in this career is show up with a good vibe.
Sure.
And something that really helps showing up with a good vibe is making sure that you are like in good health. Really, like it's hard to be on top of your game all the time while working in any career. But if you're not feeling good, if you haven't slept well the night before, if you are just, I don't know, if you're feeling down, if you drank too much or whatever, that's a terrible idea. So don't do that.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's an easy one to avoid. But just make sure that you are healthy. And some things that are going to help you a lot with that is just devote some time to your physical health. Like, eat healthy. Make sure you're sleeping as well as you can. I sleep terribly, but like, I do my best.
Yeah, the attempt is what matters.
Yeah, the attempt is what matters. I mean, this is also a very physical career.
Yeah.
Yes, there are assistants and people to help you carry stuff, but you're running around frequently in the sun. You're lugging lights around. You're lugging heavy equipment. I mean, a camera weighs 10-ish pounds, and it's like either in your hand or your neck all day. You need to be physically capable of dealing with that for 8 hours at a time. I mean, I don't know, a photographer that doesn't take pictures like squatted down in a weird position 80% of the time. It's just
tough on your knees.
Tough on your knees.
When you get older.
So you should go to the gym a few times a week. You should try to eat as healthy as possible. Drink lots of water. Get lots of sleep.
Right, and that can look any kind of way that it needs to for you personally, whether it's the gym or running or playing some sports, yoga. It doesn't matter. The point is physical health, maintaining that. It's going to make you just feel better. Like, you're able to do these physically demanding things on set, carry around stuff, especially if you are kind of in the beginning stages of the career or wanting to get into being a professional photographer. You're probably going to be assisting a lot more in terms of bigger productions or whatever that may be. So you are probably going to be doing a lot more of the physical stuff. Whenever Drew is assisting for me or I'm assisting for Drew, we're usually the ones doing a lot more of the heavy lifting. If I'm assisting Drew, then he's got to be focused a lot more on the photo portion. And so I can do the rest of it. I can lift the lights, I can lift the stands, I can carry things around, I'll carry the back, whatever, to make that load off of him and vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, whoever is the lead photographer on the day is really more responsible for, chatting up the client at first and unloading the gear. So depending on which side of the job you're on, you're going to be doing a lot of lifting, a lot of setup.
Yeah.
The next thing to talk about is sort of mental health.
Yeah.
This job is pretty much just coming up with ideas. Like, a picture is just an idea brought to life. And it's really important to like foster an environment of creative thought in your life. One of the best, it's hard to grow as a photographer. And I think one of the best ways to do that is to grow how you think. The pictures you make are directly representative of how you're thinking at the time and sort of where your mind is. So, read a lot of books. Write. Be in touch with yourself and what inspires you.
Other mediums of art.
Other mediums of art.
Things that can inspire you.
Anything creative. Creativity isn't limited to photography. You could, I don't know. You could do anything you want.
I watch a lot of movies and there's a lot of video games I've played throughout my life that have honestly really inspired a lot of the shoots that I've done in the past. They've kind of helped me to bring up random little ideas for creative shoots, spec shoots, or random shoots that I've had that are paid. I've pulled some of these ideas from the past and some of these inspirations I've seen from, maybe like an amazing cinematographer from a movie, and I want to kind of recreate something like that. It can be anything, but the point is, again, same with physical health, mental health, whatever that looks like to you, whether it's pulling inspiration from books or other mediums of art, painters or music, or if you're watching movies or something that is really embedded in that kind of creative standpoint, I think it's just going to help kind of inspire and ingrain that in you, and you'll pull from that, whether subconsciously or a little more like, intentionally.
Yeah, and like something that I read or was told, say, entered my brain one way or the other a long time ago is like, if you go to a fashion week, those pieces of clothing are never inspired by clothing. They're inspired by flowers or wind or these very abstract things. And so like your art is also going to be inspired, usually not by photographs, but by experiences or thoughts or ideas. So just live a life that exposes you and allows you to be open and receptive of new thoughts, new ideas, new inspiration, because the world is an inspiring place.
Yeah. And obviously you can pull a lot of inspiration from, Pinterest and Instagram, looking at other photographers and things, but that feels like a little bit of a gamble sometimes, because then you can get caught up with, comparing yourself to them. And it's fine to bring some inspiration from that, but I think you're really going to find a lot of the more fruitful inspiration from other mediums or things that like really, really touch you in your creative sense, if it's like reading a book or movies or whatever.
Yeah, and I would say even pulling inspo from Pinterest and whatever should be a way to convey an idea and should not be the source of ideas.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you use a mood board to sort of show people a visual representation of your thoughts. I can't draw, so that's my next best thing is a mood board. But the idea shouldn't be coming from that, because then you're not being original,
right?
And you're not going to get hired to do something that somebody else can do, because why would they hire you if somebody else has already done it? The next thing would be spiritual health. This career is a lot mentally. It's very sporadic.
Yeah.
You get told no all the time.
Oh yeah.
And despite it not being personal, it always feels a little personal.
Sure.
So really, like, whatever that means to you, take care of your spiritual health. Make sure that you are okay, feeling good. You can't really be creative if you're stressed or depressed or anxious or whatever that is. So however you do that, just take some time.
Yeah.
Make some space for yourself to be introspective and make sure that you're okay.
Yeah, whether you're religious or you believe in the universe or good vibes or intuition, it doesn't matter. Our point is, whatever works for you, that's what helps you get in that good space and helps you be well-rounded and calm and able to think through and figure out what you want to do next and figure out how you can achieve these goals both on set and in order to get to the next step of your career.
Yeah, and I know for both of us, one of the biggest ways that we sort of do that, find new inspiration and generally improve our mindset, is by travel.
Yes.
Going new places, it's just like a great shakeup visually, just seeing new things, seeing a slightly different way of life, seeing the similarities between people all over the world it's really a good way to think differently. We both just got back from some cool trips.
Yeah, a lot of
Chad was in Greece, I was in Portugal. We've got so many amazing photos, and I know that I'm like so inspired by the color and the patterns and just the vibes over there.
Yeah,
it's so nice.
The difference in culture, whether it's the way they dress or the way the food they eat, the way they act, or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like those things can further inspire you. You want to do a fashion shoot, and there's been something that like you just kind of can't figure out. Go and travel and see a different place, a different culture, the way people dress, the way people show up to different events or spaces and places. And that might be the thing that like just gets you over the edge to think a little bit differently. But broadening that horizon is extremely important in any capacity in life, to be honest, but especially in a creative realm like this.
Even just wherever you live, you see the same general stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Even, you go to the same basic places, you see the same, table settings and clothing and fashion and cars and whatever it is. So just shaking that up is going to be huge for just changing how your brain is thinking for a little while. And that's, just so important.
I mean, when you're stuck in the same four walls, you kind of get tunnel vision. It's hard to see the forest through the trees, little details and things that are beautiful around you. And sometimes when you get away and you see it somewhere else and you come back, it's sort of refreshing and you look at things a little differently, and that can kind of help you and just a bunch of different ways to find. I've even found myself on shoots where I'm missing little details and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm very caught in this tunnel vision, right? And you go away and you kind of like take a step back. When you come in, you can see things in a more broad view, and it kind of helps you dial in on what you need to do and what you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, just to add on to that a little bit, just taking a break.
Yeah.
Take a break from working for a little and just go do something else. Let your brain relax. And that'll really help a lot. And I guess just to summarize, outside of cameras and lighting and composition and all that stuff, the things that are really going to improve your career are just being a cool person on set.
Yeah.
Be fun to work with. Be in good health. You can work longer. You can work harder. You can be more present when you are working. Take care of your mental health. Foster creativity in your life. This is a creative field. If you can't think creatively, I don't know, maybe you should do something different.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of jobs that you don't need to be creative. This isn't one of them. Take care of your spiritual health. You really can't do this job if you're not feeling good spiritually. So, whatever that means to you, do that. And the final thing is just shake up your routine. Go travel, take a break, go outside in nature, go just explore this wonderful world we live in and get some inspiration and use that to make cool things.
Yeah.
And that should make you more successful. It's little things. It's not glamorous, but it'll really do a lot for you. And on that note,
peace.